Thank you. All right, so if you could, I don't think you've been down to meet us before for any other races in the past, but if you could, basically what we do is just introduce yourself, a little bit about background, why you're running,
Sure.
and then we'll take about 15 minutes of questions, and then we'll be done. So,
Okay, sounds good.
go ahead.
Okay. Well, background, I have lived in Cambria all my life, and also the product of my grandparents and parents who've been there for a long time too, as we mentioned, almost 100 years in the same place, which is pretty unusual. And educated in the area, graduated from Wilson Central, and went to the University of Buffalo. I got an associate from there, and then went to Damon, got my bachelor's there in education, and then my master's from Buff State. And worked in the area for all my working career. I started in downtown Buffalo as a management trainee for the old Big E Area Savings Bank, which became Empire of America Federal Savings Bank. And I left there when my kids came along. I was assistant vice president and personnel officer. And a lot of my work had to do with training. I was a corporate trainer who trained management supervisory people, and then also in the internal communications. As our bank spread, we needed to get into things like teleconferencing, and at that point in time, we were just starting that kind of network. So I worked in that for quite a while.
Okay.
Then I went into my own business, and real estate was really my first move. And I've sold real estate now for about 20 years. I'm a broker associate with Realty USA. So I've been experienced with a lot of residential and commercial real estate, vacant land, that type of thing, and development. And that's one of the things that I see as an interest and a focal point for the job of supervisor in the town is the growth of the town. Being where I am right now in real estate, I deal with a lot of people who are coming into the town or looking for land or looking to sell, either way.
Right.
And I've noticed that Cambria is a focal point for a lot of people moving out from the Tonawandas and Pendleton and coming to the north. Wilson is a good area, but for a lot of people it's just a little bit too far to commute, where Cambria is perfect.
Right.
So I've seen that. I've seen some roads just recently change from 4, 5, 6 houses on the road to double that amount, and probably triple, because there's more lots for sale and they are sold. Houses just aren't built yet.
Right. Right.
And I think, and I've heard from a lot of people as I've been out campaigning, they're concerned about that growth. Not only the people that are in the town right now, but people moving in. Cambria always had a reputation as being a farm community.
Right.
And a lot of people are concerned that they'll have the right to farm. And I know Cambria, to their credit, did pass a right to farm resolution a few years ago. And it is, of course, in all real estate contracts that you have that right to farm as well as to enjoy your property. But there are other people that look around and they see that development coming and they go, well, is that piece of vacant land across the road from me going to turn into a 30-house unit before long? So I think that type of thing is important to get a handle on. There's a lot of reasons that I ran. I suppose two of the reasons in particular were I kept hearing from a lot of people as I was out again, going door to door and talking before I even got into the race, that they're dissatisfied with the communication, to put it, I guess, as easily as they can, between people in town hall, and particularly the current administration, and themselves when they had questions, when they had concerns, when they had issues. Many of them, both internally within the town, employees, people in various departments, as well as residents, talked to me and said, we really think it's time for a change. We would like to have a different style of management. We'd like to have somebody we can really talk to, get some things done, get some things resolved, and feel good about it. And they really didn't. I know some people, it really surprised me in a way, to the extent that some people have gone. I was down in Allegheny State Park beginning of this month with my kids, and in the midst of a lull really in the campaign, and I was kind of thinking, well gee, I didn't get the Republican nod, and I'm on 2 minor lines, and really, should I continue this? And I saw this pickup truck go by me with my sign on the bumper, and I'm like, I've got
If
to
that's on the
continue.
sign, yeah.
I've got to continue. There's some people out there that really
Sure.
would like me to do this. There was an issue that came out early, and I'm sure you know about it from the paper's viewpoint, with the sewer district. And I think it pointed out some of the things that I think need to be re-examined and why I think they need some new blood in there. It had to do, of course, with the appointment of the retired sewer district supervisor as a consultant at a very hefty rate. Well, of course, he's now gone, which I think, if nothing else, has been a good move if that came out of this whole situation. And I think, too, I was really concerned because there was a lot of charges, at least, of maybe double dipping or using the same attorneys, the same firm for the town as they used for the sewer district, and they've been in there forever. And my thought was, well, why don't we just change attorneys then? Why don't we just get a new firm? There are a lot of people around, a lot of good lawyers and good firms that could be used. So, you know, those are just some things that I thought brought up the point that maybe it is time for a new look and to change some things.
I guess, what are you hearing? It sounded like, yeah, you're second guessing, or not second guessing, but wondering if you really should run because of the minor lines and things like that. What do you hear door to door now, since, you know, it's post-primary? Is there still that encouragement out there to keep going?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I've been out, you know, more the last couple of weeks.
Right.
I've heard from some Democrats who said, well, gee, you know, my opponent's running on both the Republican and Democrat line. Well, you know, they had some stories to tell why they felt that when he was in office and they applied for some things in the town, he said to them, well, you're not a Republican, so therefore we really can't consider you. And they're saying to me, well, wait a minute, now he's running on the Democratic line, I'm not so sure I like this, you know, situation.
Right.
And I think the other thing too is just that I've heard from people in the fire hall, I've heard from people in other aspects of the community, as I said, who have got issues that they think they could save some money if they could get these issues presented, if they could have a better ear. There's shared services that are still out there that need to be, I think, more thoroughly investigated, some ways that they could do their jobs better if they were allowed to have more input.
Right.
And that's a style of management that I've always felt is something I'm really good at, because I try not to be an expert at everything. I try not to micromanage people, but to bring them together and see what ideas they have and just keep an eye on them and let them, you know, see some results from that.
Is this your first run through government, or have you helped?
Oh, no. A good point. Yeah, I spent 17 years on the school board at Wilson. I was vice president and president during some of those years. And then I served 7 years as a Niagara County legislator. And I represented Wilson and Cambria, and I was majority leader for part of that time and finance chair.
What's the biggest thing you learned from those different public services, I guess, that makes you want to get back into it? Or just maybe it does make you want to get back to it. I don't know. What did you learn along the way?
Well, I think that the most important thing, again, is to have that open ear to people that you represent, that you know, you're working for them. It's not the other way around. You can't please everybody all the time, I realize that, but I think if they get an answer, and they get an honest answer, and they get a level playing field answer, not a kind of, I'm talking down to you because I'm where I'm at.
Right.
I'm here working for you and with you, and this is what I think we can accomplish.
Right.
That seems to be one of the biggest concerns I've heard out there.